Greg Thomas, and this is Inside Tuscaloosa Running, joined by the president of the Tuscaloosa Track Club, Ed Freeman. Ed, I'm sure you get this question come up a lot. What are ways that I can stay injury-free? What's the miracle way? What's the secret?
Greg, I wish there was a secret.
Okay.
There's an old adage that says that runners are always in one of three phases. You're either injured, or you're going to get injured, or you're recovering from an injury. We're always in a constant state of comeback. That's not entirely true. Now there's definitely some things that you can do common sense wise to lower those chances. Number one is getting good running shoes. That is your one major piece of equipment that you absolutely have to have. A specialty running store like Wagner's Run Walk, like we're lucky enough to have here in Tuscaloosa, is your best ally for that. They actually go through an evaluation process, make sure that you get in the right type of shoe. It matters much more the type of shoe than the brand of shoe. All the brands make neutral shoes, all the brands make stability shoes, so going and getting evaluated is very, very important. Another thing is a lot of runners run too many days in a row. They think if a little bit is good, more is better, and more than that is even better. Not necessarily true. You take things in moderation and you progress at a moderate level. There's a rule of thumb in running that when you're progressing, you progress no more than 10% at a time. If you're doing intervals and you started out with 6, just do 1 or 2 more. The next time you don't go from 6 to 12. If you're increasing your mileage, you're doing 40 miles a week, you add 4 miles, which is 10%. You don't go from 40 to 80 miles a week. Progression, very, very gradually, baby steps, and that will keep you from being injured. The other thing a lot of people don't think about is varying the terrain. Running trails is excellent because with the rocks and roots and all, it's impossible to put your foot down twice in a row the same way. When you run on pavement, every single day, your foot plant is exactly the same over and over and over. It's kind of the same reason that people get carpal tunnel syndrome. It's the same thing over and over and over. If you can break that up, it's like cross-training for your feet. It really helps you from getting injured.
So you're talking about trying to get off of, say, pavement. Would a treadmill be the same kind of thing?
Treadmill is actually a very good alternative. There's a hierarchy on surfaces, and I read this recently. I used to think that concrete was like twice as hard as pavement. Actually, engineering-wise, concrete is 10 times as hard as pavement. Pavement is 10 times as hard as grass. A treadmill is equivalent to running on grass. It's boring as can possibly be, but it's a good surface to run on.
Just to mix things up.
Just to mix things up. Don't do it every day. You'll be a very boring person if you run on the treadmill every day, but definitely it's a good surface to run on to break things up.
Right. I've heard that maybe you should take a day off, day on, day off. Is that something that you would advise?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Also finding a cross-training activity, bike, swim, do Zumba, anything except running, because running is a very specific activity. You strengthen certain muscles, other muscles shorten. So if you can find some alternative activities that kind of break that up, re-strengthen the muscles that are being shortened, lengthen the muscles that are being strengthened, it really, really helps.
Great tips. If you have any questions or have ideas of topics you'd like for us to discuss in the future, feel free to drop me an email, greg.thomas@townsquaremedia.com, and be sure to subscribe to B101.7 on YouTube to see the very latest running tips that are posted. For Ed Freeman, I'm Greg Thomas. Thanks for watching Inside Tuscaloosa Running.